Well, let's stay with the NDC. Competitive and chaotic. Words that best describe the NDC primaries at Ningo Prampram, where Sam George beat Michael Kwete Tete. Joseph Akable was there and reports.
Resounding victory. Sure. That's it. There's nothing more to add. It's going to be a resounding victory. It's like I've said earlier on. It's a battle between light and darkness, and I've never seen anywhere where darkness has prevailed over light.
How many football clubs have you seen that when they have a match and you ask them, they tell you, yes, I'm going to lose? He's going to lose it.
The Ningo Prampram race was always going to be competitive. First, because the constituency has always been won by the NDC. This means the winner of the internal contest was almost certainly parliament bound. The previous contest in 2019 between Sam George and Michael Kwete Tete was settled by 7 votes. The two were confident of victory.
The margin between the NDC and the NPP in Ningo Prampram was a mere 3,000, just 3,000. Okay, that's how close it was. In 2015, when I became parliamentary candidate, 1 year of working, we moved it to 10,000 in 1 year in 2016. And in 2020, we moved it to 30,000. So when you take my report card as a member of parliament, every 4 years, from 3,000 to 30,000, it goes without saying that the people can only reward you with their votes if you work for them. And
you know, this is politics, and it's just like a war. So when you are going for war, you employ all sorts of strategies. So it is part of my strategy to do a few things in the house before coming on the ground. And that was it.
I mean, the last time the difference in the votes was just 7 votes. Does that give you confidence that this time around you'll be able to emerge victorious?
Yeah, exactly so. You know, as you are saying, this is not the first time I'm contesting. And last time I contested, the difference was 7 in favor of Honorable Sam George. Now, don't also forget that there were 27 others who participated and voted in the presidential primaries, but they were prevented from voting in the parliamentary. And all those 27 were my supporters, which means that if they were to be allowed to vote, I would have won by 20 votes.
Voting commenced around 8 a.m. MP Sam George had alleged a sponsored plot was set to be implemented to scuttle the polls.
Because the other side, we had intelligence, the police as well, and don't forget, the police also got us intelligence. We had intelligence we shared with the police, and the police corroborated our intelligence that they had brought in a few miscreants. They know they are losing the elections, and so they wanted to mar the elections. And so we requested for a beef up of police from both region and national. We asked our divisional command to also beef up their numbers. And so they are my guests. We are happy they are here. They are law enforcement officers. If you come here as a delegate and you cast your vote through the process, the police is smiling. They're not touching anybody.
Well, voting came to a standstill at least twice. The first was when the police had to arrest 2 delegates who were almost at each other's throats. The second interference lasted more than 45 minutes. Some 16 delegates were prevented from voting. They, however, insisted they had secured a court order allowing them to participate in the exercise.
We want unopposed, and then they send it to court. We send our chairman send the case to court. So as we send the court grant order for us that we should come and go. They give us order and everything. Now we are in here to vote, and they say no, we cannot vote. We went to court. We have been to court, and the court have given clearance to come and vote. What is that?
I mean, so you hear it is the issue about the order that came in from the court, and we are told that the court had issued an order that some delegates should be allowed to vote, and they've come in here with that court order and their names are not in the list. And so that is what is happening here. You can see Michael Kwete Tete here. He is trying to intervene and heading towards the booth. Sam George is also here as well. A couple of the booths are virtually almost falling down. And so Mr. George is here. Mr. Kwete Tete is also here. You can see him here engaging the officials here and insisting that something must be done and these individuals must be allowed to vote. And so he is intervening here. You can see him engaging. He has that court order with him, the order that came from the court.
The AC officials for many minutes made frantic calls to the party's headquarters in search of answers. They were eventually asked not to allow the 16 delegates to vote. Then came the long wait for results.
I can only make you one promise, the delegates and people of Ningo Prampram. Sam George will work even harder in the next parliament. Our next target is to achieve 100,000 votes for the NDC and John Dramani Mahama in the 2024 elections, and make sure that President Mahama is sworn in at the Black Star Square on the 7th of January 2025. Yes. That is the next focus of the constituency, myself and the executives. But I just want to say a big thank you to my delegates. Those of you who interviewed me in the morning, I said to you, they say fear delegates, but I trust my delegates. That's right. And they have not let me down. And I will continue to work for them. We look neither east or west, we look forward. We're focused on the job. My team and I will deliver 100,000 votes. Anybody who wants to join us is welcome.
Sam George wins Ningo Prampram.